I'm Kathy, the Adult Services Librarian in Waynesville, and today I'm going to show you how to make these cute little hardcover books. You can see it right here. It is a pendant if you'd like. Also, you could put a magnet on the back of it and make it a fridge magnet. So all you need to make this little book, it's thin cardboard like a cereal box, some pretty paper, either wrapping paper or this is scrapbook paper, and some glue. Any kind of craft glue will work. If you had Mod Podge, that's fine. Very helpful to have some little tiny pliers for attaching the jump ring, and something to cut with. And this is not necessary, but this is something I really love that really helps. It's this self-healing mat that I got at Walmart. It was pretty cheap, and it comes in handy for lots of different crafts because you can cut right on it. It helps you keep a straight line, and then the cut heals up and you can just use it over and over. So I'd like to give you the measurements for the paper and the cardboard. So for the scrapbook paper, you can use 2 contrasting colors or just all the same color, it doesn't really matter. And you're gonna want one piece that's 2.5 by 2. That's this piece right here, 2.5 by 2. I've already notched it. I'll tell you about that in just a moment. And then one piece for the inside that's going to cover the cardboard, and that's going to be 2 inches by 1.5 inches. And then your cardboard pieces, you're going to need 3, as you can see here. 2 of them are going to be 1 inch by 3/4 of an inch, and that little piece in the middle is 1 inch by 1/4 of an inch. And then for the inside of your book, you'll need 30 little pieces of paper. Plain white paper works really well, cut into 1 inch by 3.25 inch squares, and you'll need about 30 of those. So the first thing we're going to do is cut the outside piece of the scrapbook paper, and this is what I love about this self-healing mat, because you want your scrapbook paper, the one piece for the outside is 2.5 by 2, each square is 1 inch. So you can do 1, 2.5, so that's going to be 2.5 inches, and you just hold it down, and it doesn't slide at all, which is really nice. So it's 2.5 by 2. So this is 2.5 this way, so we're going to do and each square is 1 inch, so that works out really well. So it's 2.5, just double checking my work here, by 2. All right, perfect. So that's your outside piece. Then your inside piece, which can be contrasting if you like, is going to be 2 by 1.5. Again, mark it, match it up to the squares here. So it's 2 inches by 1.5. Oh, that one's perfect. It's already, just make sure. It's a little bit big. I'm just going to trim off a little bit of that. All right, so the next thing you want to do is cut your cardboard. And I'm using this real thin piece of cardboard. It's like a cereal box, or this piece actually came inside of a calendar that I ordered. So what you're going to want to do is cut 2 pieces that size and then that little skinny one. So the thin cardboard, cut 2 pieces, 1 by 3.25. So you match it up to your 1 inch square. And if you press really hard, it kind of guides your blade, which is nice. And then we want that to be 1 inch by 3.25. So there's our 1 inch. And I'm just going to cut. If you press really firm, it's kind of guides it for you, so you don't have to worry about it not being straight. And then one little skinny piece at 1/4 inch. That's it. So those get glued onto your larger piece of scrapbook paper. I'm just going to use this craft glue here. You can use a glue stick if you want, whatever you like. And then you just glue them just a little, like 1/8 of an inch apart. And I did this one ahead of time here because it does take a few minutes for it to dry, and you don't want to rush that. So I'm just gonna finish this on here so you can see. That's about right. It's about how far apart you want the pieces. And then I would just set that aside with something heavy on it for about 15 minutes. So I've got one that I already did earlier. And so the next step after it's dry is you just cut the corners off, leaving just a little bit of paper there. And then all these sides are going to get glued down like that. And then you just go all around all the sides. Press it down. This craft glue does not take very long to dry. So when you finish it, just put something heavy on it for a few minutes and make sure it's dry. So we're going to do that, and we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, in just a few moments' time, it's just about completely dry, so we're going to go ahead and put our inner piece on here. And you can make this contrasting color if you want. I'm just using the same exact scrapbook paper. And then again, press it with something heavy for a few minutes and let it dry. So you can see it's already taking the shape of a little book. It's really cute. Rather than let it dry completely, I'm just going to go ahead and get started and show you what's next. You're going to want yours to dry completely. Okay, so I've got 30 pages of plain white paper that I cut. This step needs to be done very carefully. So the measurements on these pages is 1 inch by 3/4 inch. You have to be pretty careful with that. So again, just use a mat like this or draw very faint lines with a ruler on a piece of paper, but make sure that they're all even. And what we're gonna do essentially is just glue them in like this. So just put a little bit of your craft glue. I don't put it all the way up to the top because you'll see at the top is where we're going to put our little jump ring, because we're going to make this into a little pendant. If you were just going to make it a magnet, you wouldn't need to do that. All right, so now you hold it real firmly like that, slide that out, and then reapply it. And then let this dry for a while like this. And we'll put a hole in it in just a moment with a hammer and a nail. I like to take the edge of something that's pointed but not sharp, make that clear line there, just like you see in a real hardback book. And then you're going to want to take a little nail and just like hammer it through to get yourself a hole there. And then got a whole bunch of different jump rings here, and I'm just going to pick one that I think is about the right size. Just open it up. The best way would be to go through this way. That's it. Then you close it up. I let these dry overnight before I take the clip off. So I wouldn't want to open it right now. I'm not going to open it because the glue hasn't dried yet, but you'll see from this one that you can actually open it up and write in it if you want to, which I think would make a really cute gift. So it was easy and fun to make a little hardcover book. So there's this cute little book that we just made. I think it would make a great gift for the book lovers in your life, and it doesn't take much supplies, as you can see, and it's a lot of fun. If you would like the written instructions for this, take a look at our website, and also if you have any questions at all about it, feel free to email me, and thanks so much for watching. If this video has got you interested in making some fun paper crafts, take a look at these two books you can check out. The first one is Creative Paper Jewelry. earrings, pendants, beads, and pins. And the second one is called Paper Made. It's 101 exceptional projects to make out of everyday paper, including gifts and housewares and party favors. Check them out.